welcome. I hope that you are doing well. Today our class is going to focus on incorporating some twists. So we will start with a little bit more gentle twists and move into some more intense twists. Just what is good for you. You can always scale it back, scale it up, whatever works. It's your practice. So a really cool thing, I'll just mention a couple benefits of twists because I love them. They just leave you feeling refreshed. That could be because as you twist, you stimulate the nerve fibers of the vagus nerve, which is one of our cranial nerves, and helps to calm the internal and visceral organs. Another cool thing is that it stimulates the circulation in those areas. It also helps us to release and relieve some of the tightness and tension in the muscles along our spine. One contraindication for twisting is if you are an expecting mama, it's not recommended that you do any tight twisting. So listen to your body, follow your individual needs. But if you're ready, we can meet in a seated position. So just having a nice cross-legged position, spine long, crown of the head reaching towards the sky, sits bones rooted onto the mat, and close your eyes. We'll just take 3 breaths together here, feeling your inhale, lift your belly, lift your chest, pausing at the top of that inhalation, exhaling to release the belly towards the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Full breath in. Long breath out. And then you can draw your hands to your heart space if you'd like. Come to an intention for your practice today. Whatever you would like to invite in. And then gently, if your eyes are closed, just begin to open them. Inhale to release your arms out towards your sides. Inhale, reach your fingertips up overhead, reaching and stretching, and then releasing your right fingertips to the ground. Reach your left fingertips overhead. Beginning by opening the left side body, grounding down through the left hip. Then let your left hand float onto your right knee, walking your right fingertips behind you and twisting here. On your inhale, feeling the crown of your head reach towards the sky. Exhaling to twist open towards the right. Beautiful. Inhale, reach fingertips back up and overhead, releasing your left fingertips down, right fingertips reach overhead, grounding into the right sits bones, opening into the muscles between your right ribs. Release your right hand down to your left knee, walking left fingertips behind you, and twist here. Just gently finding these twists to start with, without having too much intensity in forcing yourself to twist. Too much gripping with the hands. Inhale, reach fingertips up and overhead. And then release your hands down in front of you. You can walk your fingertips out. One more breath here. Walk your fingertips back in. Switch the cross of your feet so the opposite foot is in front of you. And then walk your fingertips back out. We'll just be here for about 2 breaths. Finding that opposite stretch of the one you just did by switching the cross of your legs. You can feel it a bit in the outer hips as you hinge forward. And then inhale, walk your hands back into your body and coming into a tabletop position. So here, continuing to warm up the spine, we're going to move through just a few cat-cows. finding your long spine to start, grounding into your knees, grounding into your palms. And then inhale to your cow, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Let your crown of your head reach towards the floor. Inhale to your cow. Exhale, cat. We'll do one more together. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, finding your neutral spine, tucking your toes, use your knees, press into your palms, downward facing dog. Lifting your hips up and back, pressing into all the knuckles of your fingers as your heels reach towards the ground. You can bend into your knees. You all know I love giving that modification if you need. Maybe walking out your feet, wiggling here. Find 2 more breaths where you're just able to move here. Experience your down dog. Playing with shifting your weight. From here, maybe trying to gently lift your right fingertips off the ground and then walking your right fingertips back, if you can, towards your left ankle and reaching for your left ankle. So it's a gentle twist here, working that in. And you can turn your gaze underneath your left shoulder, your left armpit. You can bend into your knees here once more if that makes it more accessible. Inhale. Exhale. And then release your hand back into your downward facing dog. We'll do the opposite side. So coming light on left fingertips, walking them underneath you. Maybe you can reach for your right ankle with your left hand. Turn your gaze over under your right armpit. And breathe here. On your next breath, moving your hands back into your downward facing dog. We'll inhale to lift the right leg, keeping it your hips parallel to one another, square. And then stepping your foot forward. So from here, you can either keep your back knee lifted or drop it down, just choosing what works for your legs today. Big breath in. You can keep your fingertips on the mat on either side of your front foot. You can look around for your blocks if you'd like. On your next inhale, ground down through the left palm. Bring your right hand to your right hip and begin to twist and open towards your right. Making sure to keep hugging your right knee in so it's not spilling out to the side. You're still hugging your right knee in towards the midline. Engaging into your right leg. Maybe you lift right fingertips up. Full breath in. And full breath out. We'll take one more round of breath here. Inhaling to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, finds your twist. And then release your hand down. Step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg up, once again keeping your hips even. And then step your left foot forward. You can keep your back knee lifted or release it down, keeping your fingertips on either side of your front foot or on your blocks. On your next breath, grounding into your right hand, bringing your left hand to your left hip, opening towards the left. So same thing, hugging your left knee in towards the midline, being careful not to allow it to display out too much. So keeping it really engaged, really energetic in your front leg. Once again, you can release your back knee down anytime you need. Maybe you lift left fingertips up towards the sky. Breathe into your twist. One more breath. Release your hand down, step back, downward facing dog. Just breathe here. On your next inhale, shift your gaze forward and tiptoe your feet all the way up towards your hands and just hang in your ragdoll here so you can grasp opposite elbows. Nod your head yes and no, sway side to side. Just really letting the muscles of your back, your upper back, your cervical spine release. And then release your hands down to whatever part of your legs that you can touch. And take a bend into your left knee. So from there, you can ground onto the floor. You can find a block. Or you can bring your hand to your leg. Just begin to twist and open towards the left. You can bring your right hand to your right hip, or your left hand to your left hip, I'm sorry. And finding this variation of your twist, variation of your forward fold. And then, when you're ready, switching, bending into your right knee and straightening into your left, releasing your left hand down onto your block. Right hand comes to your right hip as you open towards the right. Breathing here. And then releasing your hands down, move the block out of the way, ground down through your feet, and then roll all the way up to the top. Reach your hands up and overhead, and then hands come to your heart. Feeling really strong and grounded in all four corners of your feet. Long spine. On your next inhale, you can bring your hands to your hips and step your right foot back, finding your lunge. So bending really deeply if you can. If you can't, any bend is fine. But if you can, bending deeply into your front knee, stacking your knee over your front ankle, pressing out through your back heel. Inhale, maybe fingertips reach up, releasing your shoulder blades down the back. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your heart space. We're going to work into a little bit of a deeper twist here. So, from your belly button, really using your abdominal muscles to help you twist over towards your left leg. And then if you can, hooking your right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Finding this prayer position with your arms and twisting open towards the left. If this just isn't happening, go right back to the twist that we did before. A little bit more of an open twist variation versus this closed twist that we're doing with our prayer hands. If you'd like, you can also release your right hand down, left hand up, and expand open through your arms, or stay grounded in your twist. We'll be here for one more breath. From here, use your abdominal muscles, straighten yourself back out and come up to the top. And then straighten into your front knee. You can bring your hands to your hips. Step your back foot in a little bit. We're going to move into a revolved triangle. So all of your toes are facing the front of your room. From here, inhale, you can lift your heart space up towards the sky. Exhale, release down, folding forward, bringing your right hand to either the inside of your left foot or to a block, bringing your left hand to your left hip and twisting towards the left. it helps, you can angle your right foot out to the right top hand corner of your mat. And do your best to keep pulling your left hip backwards and your right hip forwards, squaring off your hips as much as you can as you twist and open. And maybe you release your left hand from your left hip. Inhale here and exhale. Bring your left hand back to your left hip. You can scoot your block away and then rise all the way up. And then turn your toes so they're all facing the right edge of your mat. I'm going to turn so I can still see you. But you'll be in a wide-legged position. From here, inhale, lift your heart towards the sky. Exhale and fold forward. You can let your head go, release into your neck. Breathe here. And then centering your right hand underneath your nose, bring your left hand to your left hip. Twist and open towards the left. Reaching up with your left fingertips. Doing your best to twist from your abdomen. And then release your hand down. Walk your fingertips around to frame your front foot. And step back to your downward facing dog. From here you can either move through a flow if you would like. You can stay in your down dog, or you can find a child's pose, whatever is suiting you, whatever your body's calling for right now. And once you've returned to your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right leg between your hands, as many steps as it takes. And then rise up to your crescent lunge. So we should be crescent lunge on the opposite side. Right knee forward, left leg back. Bending into your front knee. Settling it over your ankle if you can. Pressing through your back heel. Reaching fingertips up, shoulder blades settling down the back. On your next inhale, drawing your hands to your heart center, using your abdominal, your core once more, twisting open towards the right. So from here, after you've used those muscles to twist you, maybe you can nestle your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh and twist here. You can remain grounded here, or if you'd like, you can open your arms up, releasing right fingertips down, left fingertips down, right fingertips up. You can also find the inside of your foot. That's always an option. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Find some length in your spine as you twist. And then inhale, rise back up, straighten into your front knee, bring your hands to your hips, step your back foot in a bit. So I know I had said all toes face forward, but I actually like if my back foot reaches towards its corresponding edge of the top of the mat. Helps a little bit with my revolved triangle. Inhale, reach towards the sky. Exhale, begin to fold, and then release your left hand down either to the outside of your right foot or the inside of your right foot or your block. Bringing your right hand to your right hip and opening towards the right. Finding your revolved triangle on the other side. You can keep your hand grounded on your hip or reach up towards the sky. Breathe here. It's okay if your back heel comes up off of the mat. Mine always does. It's harder to keep it grounded. Trying your best to keep it grounded, but just continuing to pull your right hip back this time as you draw your left hip forward. We'll spend one more breath here. And then lift back up. Turn your toes so that they are all facing the left long edge of your mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and fold. Breathe here. And then centering your left hand, the opposite hand we did before, underneath your nose, and bring your right hand to your right hip. Open and twist here. Wide-legged forward fold, twist. Rounding it out to finish out what we did on the opposite side. Release your top hand down, and then walk your hands around to frame your front foot. Step forward and fold in half. Inhale, rise all the way up to the top. Reach with fingertips up, and then draw them to your heart. From here, we are going to work into a standing balance. So you can bring your hands to your waist, to your hips. Shift your weight into your left foot, and we're going to do a variation of stork pose, twisted stork pose. So lift your right foot up, right thigh is parallel to the mat. You can flex into your foot. You can stay here. This is perfect. Find a steady spot to gaze at. If you want to try twisting, bringing your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, and then reaching back with your right hand. So maybe you can shift your gaze to the right, or maybe even to your back thumb. Really feel the wiggles there. If you're super flexible, and this is easy for you, you can try grasping the outside of your right foot and then twisting in that way. But just find what version of the pose serves you. We'll be here for one more breath. Stay through the exhale. Good thing there's walls around. The nice thing is if you need a wall, you can always find some sturdiness there. And then release your right leg down. Shake that out, step it out. Bring your hands back to your hips. Lift your left knee up, parallel to the ground. Flex into your left foot. Really ground into your right foot. Bringing your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left fingertips reach back. Maybe you gaze back at your left thumb. That's really challenging for the balance. And then if you'd like, you can experiment with reaching for the outside of your left foot, straightening into the left foot as you twist. So you can just play with that. If you fall out, that's okay. And then release. Let that go. Walk it out. Take your time coming out. Inhale, lift your arms up. Reach up, stretch that all out. And then bring your hands through your heart. We are going to lower ourselves down to the mat through Utkatasana, chair pose. We're going to lower ourselves more and more until we're on our seat. So we'll see how that goes. So I usually make a big boom, a big bang when I do that. So we'll see. Inhale, lift your arms up. Settle your hips back. Finding your chair pose. So reaching up through your heart space, reaching up through your hands and your shoulders. That's the most important thing here versus how much you're like really sitting back. I like to try and keep that lift up. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can lower a little bit more. You can lift up your heels as you lower your sits bones down towards the mat. From here, as you lift your heels, maybe you can just drop your bottom down and roll right into Navasana boat pose. So for Navasana boat pose, you can keep your soles of your feet on the mat, lift your shins parallel to the mat, or straighten into your legs. Inhale, lift up through the belly, really engaging in through the core, finding some up dog in your chest, opening versus hunching. One more big breath in, and then release your legs down. Shake that out, let that go. We'll find a forward fold here. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Release that, let that go. Let your head go. Reaching for whatever you can. Doesn't have to be your feet. And then inhale, roll up through your spine, and then roll down onto your back. We are going to find a bridge here. We're going to find one bridge. So bring the soles of your feet onto your mat. Release your low back down onto the mat. And then from here, so depends on how long your arms are, but about to the point where you can touch your heels with your fingertips is good. If you have a long torso, that's not going to happen. Just try to make sure that your ankles are about under your knees. That's another good marker. So from here, take a big breath in. On your exhale, press into your feet and lift your hips up towards the sky. If you're cooked by now, you can put a block underneath your sacrum. That's a nice place to be in a restorative bridge. Or you can just hold yourself up, pressing into your feet, really energizing into your legs, into your quads and hamstrings to lift you up, versus clenching into the glutes. We'll find 2 more breaths here. Maybe you can roll your shoulder blades underneath you to give you a little bit more lift and opening in the chest and heart space. One more inhale, lift up, stay through your exhale, and then release all the way down. Let that go. You can just windshield wiper your knees side to side. You can walk your feet out the width of the mat and let your knees fall in and out. And we will move into our last twist of our practice from here. Inhale, bring both knees in towards the chest. You can scoot your hips a little bit over towards the left. And then allow your knees to fall over towards your right. Bringing your left hand out into your goalpost or T. Breathing here, letting your exhales relax your body, release any tension. Inhale, bring your knees back towards center. Shift your hips over towards the right and allow your knees to fall over towards the left. You can turn your gaze towards the right, finding either a goalpost or a T arm. Breathe. Inhale your knees back towards center. Give yourself one last hug. Maybe you dome your forehead towards your spine. And then release all the way out into your Shavasana. Allowing yourself to rest here for the next few moments, the next few breaths. Really releasing and enjoying that space that you've created for yourself. just gently bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath, back to the surface beneath you. Maybe inhale, take a big breath in, reach up, stretch long, and then hug your knees in towards your chest and make yourself up. You make yourself your way up into a comfortable seat, however you would like to. And you can bring your hands to your heart. You can keep your eyes closed. Just thank yourself for taking this time for this practice, and thank you for practicing with me so much. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Bye-bye. I will see you soon. Thank you so much.